And well, for some of you, it is afternoon or evening. I'm delighted to be here on number 50, Passing Joy Around the World. Today, my guest is Jo Pickering, and we're going to be talking about the coexistence of joy and pain and the truth about retreats. Whether you attend retreats or you create retreats, this podcast is for you. So I want to read a little bit about Jo, but before I do so, just a reminder, my name is Misha Safran. I'm the founder of this podcast and the creator of the Coexistence, Joy, Pain, and Truth. I'm a budding author. I didn't share that with all of you, so I'm glad you're watching, and I'm hoping that you'll put in the comments where you're watching from and what it is about retreats that comes to mind for you. Is it a pleasant experience? Is it a scary experience? What do you think about retreats? Have you had joy with regards to retreats? Have you felt pain around retreats? I'm sure we all have a variety of experiences. So I also just want to make a couple announcements. Please stay on till the end of the podcast so you can hear these special announcements. There are some very exciting things coming along down the pipeline. So I will be sure to announce those later. But let me introduce Jo. So Jo Pickering has been involved in the retreat industry for over 20 years and is the founder of the Retreat Company, one of the first global online directories to promote and find retreats. She has been working with retreat organizers, workshop leaders, and coaches for many, many years to help them promote and fill their retreats successfully. The Retreat Company provides a range of products, services, and support to build successful retreat businesses for any industry. Jo, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. And as people can tell by my accent, I'm in the UK. So, but it's lovely to be on this podcast and honoured to speak to you all. Thank you.
So it is not a good morning to you, but a good afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And almost into evening, right? What is it, 4:30 in the afternoon or 5:30?
It's 5:30 in the afternoon.
5:30, okay.
A lovely day, so great.
Yes, oh, good. Very glad you're here. So I am really interested in, first question to asking you, how did you get involved in becoming a retreat industry mentor?
I used to, back in the day, I used to be a homeopath, reflexologist, and I worked as Deepak Chopra, one of Deepak Chopra's meditation teachers. And the Chopra Center sent over they used to do deep Panchakarma Ayurvedic work, and we were lucky enough to have here in the UK, one of their head therapists come over and teach my staff how to do Panchakarma retreats. And so I used to offer them, before the Retreat Company was online directory was born, I used to do quite a lot of deep cleansing 3, 5 and 7 day Ayurvedic retreats. And then I realized there was such a great need for retreats. I couldn't do it all. And so how best could I offer my services to reach more people? So we created an online directory, and that has been in existence for over 22 years, dare I say it. Don't know where the time's gone. Yeah, we're still going strong. There's been obviously with COVID, there's been a bit of wobbly times for the retreat industry in the last 18 months, but the confidence is coming back for everybody. Yeah.
There again, right there, right? This is our topic, joys and pains.
Yeah.
And about retreats, right? So
yeah.
So we have two audiences, obviously, because we're going to see both of them. There are the people who attend retreats and the people who organize retreats.
That's correct.
So for people who are watching or listening, again, when you hear the word retreat, does that bring calm and serenity to you? Or is it like, that's a lot of money and there's a virus going on and oh my goodness? Or does it, it can all be there together at the same time. It doesn't have to be either or. Yeah, I can feel scared and I can feel excited at the same time.
Yeah, that's
correct. That I personally didn't go to a retreat this summer that I would have liked to have gone to, but it wasn't because I didn't want to go. I actually was really excited about it, but I moved across country. And so I didn't want to fly back for it. So tell us, what do you feel right now? Let's start with the opposite. Let's start with the pains. What would be the pains right now for people considering to attend retreats?
I think we need to split it into two different groups: the external concerns and the pains. So what's the dreaded COVID and pandemic words.
Right.
So we are concerned about our health and our well-being. Are we going to get stuck in a country that we can't travel back from, and the expense? Am I going to get COVID? All of those external questions that come up that could all be painful and truthful as well, but so those concerns aren't necessarily joyful at all, but
right. No, they're not.
there are retreats out there that would fit into the joy, in as much as, is there somewhere local that you wouldn't have those constraints? There is so many more virtual retreats, virtual programs that you could attend, and that's always a good alternative. And I do understand it's never the same as in person, but I think if people have the mindset that virtual retreats are different, but you are still going to get some sort of transformation from them, and not go to them or look at them with the expectation is, oh, well, they're not as good as. There's definitely transformation, and there's definitely so it's far better to do a virtual retreat, and I've had so much good reports from them, but it's better to do that than wait till there's an ideal time externally to get a problem sorted.
Hold on one second. I'm not hearing you. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you try again?
Okay? Are you okay? Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Huh. Don't know. Huh. Not sure what's happening, Misha. I can see myself, but I can't see you. So whether you've lost me, I don't know. I'm not sure if we've lost Misha and you can see and hear me, or if you can see and hear me and not Misha. Could you put something in the chat and then I can carry on? Or if Misha has lost me, I'll wait until I'm back on there. So I didn't want to just get you guys missing out on the chat if you can't hear me. If you can hear me, right. Okay, so I'm working to get my camera going. You are live, keep it up. Okay, carry on. So I was saying, virtually then, they're definitely worth carrying on with, rather than, hello, Misha. Yeah, so definitely worth looking to try and find a solution with virtual retreats if you feel it's not safe or there's not anything close to you for an in-person retreat. And that way you also get a feel of that particular coach that you may want to work with. And I'm sure any retreat coach out there are extremely sincere in getting their clients the transformation that they want. But the other thing, so I've covered the external, but the internal thing in terms of the pains and the joys and the fears, they may be happening when you're attending a retreat because of vulnerability. And certainly with vulnerability, that's all about growth. And any retreat leader will help you through that. So you may feel a little bit of anxiety and pain in terms of emotional pain. You may also feel a little bit fearful. But if you know that you want to get from your A to your B, then that vulnerability within that safe container is all part of the transformation and your journey. So all of it is good. So it's understanding the pain and the joy, what they're about. Are they part of your growth? And a good experienced retreat leader will hold your hands and take you through that step by step. Misha, I'm sure you'd be able to add to that, because that's what you're about too, isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, I had a fabulous online retreat in July. It was amazing. And everyone who attended really felt that they got the value that they came
Yeah.
for, and it wasn't an in-person, but it was all day. So people could come in and out as they pleased. And there were some amazing topics, 32 women from all over the world who came to share their expertise. And yeah, I mean, people can even still purchase the recordings to be able to go back and watch it and just take that time for themselves to really center and relax and learn and rejuvenate and refresh. So I definitely know that for some people that pain was not being in person, wanting to hug the workshop leader because they loved what they learned, and not being able to have that physical contact. But yet many of them were able to embrace and accept the fact that it's better than nothing.
Yes,
and it really was fabulous. It really was, and it brought a whole new level to retreats.
Yes.
My mentor, actually our mentor, your and my mentor, Sage Lavine, she does retreats all the time where you get to learn and meet new people and really
grow.
It's just and grow. Absolutely.
Yeah. We don't want to be sitting on our hands waiting for the perfect moment, because that's part and parcel of retreats, is that we move forward in an imperfect world, don't we? And we understand that and embrace it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And wow, good for you. Thank you for carrying on. I don't know what happened to my tech, but I pushed the wrong button and poof, I disappeared. But I could hear you and you were just
that's good.
So everybody
I wasn't sure it was me.
No, but you know what? It's a perfect, I'm actually really glad it happened, because I want people to see and hear, as somebody like you, Jo, who's helping people organize retreats, you flowed and flexed.
Yes.
And so those people who are looking for a retreat mentor to help them organize their retreat, you are so the one, because you were totally like right there. Well, let me just keep this going.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if I'm talking to myself, I'm going to keep going.
I love it. Exactly. I was not given the word to exit the stage. I shall stand here. So leading from those of us who have maybe attended retreats and loved them, or maybe there were some retreats we didn't love so much, right? And maybe it's because we had different expectations, or maybe it's because the retreat leader wasn't fantastic at what they do. But now we're talking about those people out there. So whoever's watching this, if you're wanting to plan a retreat, if you're wanting to organize a retreat, Jo, what are the pains of organizing a retreat and what are the joys? Tell us about that.
Okay. In the time that we have, I want to be able to give you as much value and as many nuggets of information. So the pain internally, let's turn it around. I think the pain for retreat organisers internally is the fear. Am I going to, and this is in the current situation, am I going to have to give refunds? Will there be rescheduling? Will the venue give me my refund back? So they're all logic head stuff. That all of those concerns are logic head. But then, and again, like we know, Misha, is that there could also be running parallel to that are fears that, am I good enough? There's so many retreats out there. Why would somebody choose me? And so that procrastination, that mind stuff could stop you doing it. And that's why, not necessarily me, but I think retreat owners, workshop leaders need, and I suggest that you get somebody to handhold you through that process, because it can be scary. And running a retreat, if you want to do it, you feel, well, I'm the expert in X, Y, and Z, but that's not just the only things you need. You've got to get the admin sorted out. You've got to get the emails and all of the technical stuff, and how you drive the retreat, the staff that you've got. So they're important. And so by having someone to take you through that, hold your hand, and tell you what you need, if you need it, and support you if you're feeling you're having a wobble about doing it at all. I think it's really important to have someone there. Like I say, it doesn't necessarily have to be me. I'm not necessarily promoting myself, but I do, as with any industry, if we've got a mentor working with us, we can feel a lot more ready to carry on with that. The joys of running a retreat, once you've done it, it will change your life, I'm sure. And I think it's also really important that, the fear is part of the process. For me, I always say to my clients, if you feel scared and you're still going forward, putting on a virtual retreat or a in-person retreat, you're bound to feel scared because you're authentic, you're passionate about what you do. I would be more concerned if you were a retreat owner and you didn't feel scared at all. And we know Sage, even how many years of experience has she had? And she still
I was so
even
scared before my retreat. Yeah, I was so
it's
scared before my retreat.
and that is because we care. So that,
Absolutely.
and if you look at any actor or actress before they're about to go on stage, they'll all say, I'm rigid with fear. But that is when you need a good team behind you. So fear, I think, is part of the process. And again, similar to people going on a retreat, we're going forward, and at some level, we're going through a process. We have to go through a process as leaders because we're taking clients through a process as well, and we need to go through something similar because so we understand from a compassionate level what it's like to go through a transformational process to grow. So that's the internal fears that may be going on: procrastination, avoidance, all of that. And that's been heightened because of COVID. The world has changed.
But the internal joys are, as we're providing a retreat for others for their transformation, we actually have a transformation. We may not realize it till the end, but it's an incredible. I really had it was amazing for me to go from somebody who was dabbling with tech to now like boom, 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 to also connecting with so many other women around the world, to feeling the sense of, wow, I held this space for so many people and that I can do this again. Like this internal growth that happened inside of me was so golden.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I see the joy and the pain, they worked with each other to create an event that also created more of who I am.
Yes, exactly. And again, part of going forward is that your retreats grow organically, and even if you're doing the same program, no two retreats will ever be the same, because you learn what your clients want, what they don't need. So you'd leave that out the following program. You might think, well, I could split this up into part 1 and part 2, and your clients are on the front row with you. They'll give you feedback when you ask it. They're with you, and they don't want perfection. They want you. They want the authentic, raw you to help them make the transformation. So
absolutely.
So of all the nuggets and everything that you may feel about today is, I would hope you'd go forward with imperfection. If you've got the sincerity and the authenticity and the subject matter that you feel you can transform, you must go ahead and embrace all the other emotions that come with it.
Absolutely.
I would say probably some of the changes that have been made since the pandemic, people are a little bit more choosy nowadays about what they do, where they go, and they want probably a little bit more we can't afford to be, as retreat owners, we can't afford to be general anymore. So, for example, not just a yoga retreat, you need to specialize. Even if your speciality is a location, you need to be known as the yoga retreat leader that does works there, or is working for mums or and entrepreneurial women. So learn to be add that little special micro niche into your subject matter. That would be my little tip for going forward. And obviously the other one is get someone to actually help you to do it. Because it
Say
can
that one
be.
more time. Say that last thing one more time. It got a little garbled.
Okay. Yeah, get somebody to certainly help and support you through the journey. Plan correctly, and that doesn't have to be perfection. It means leave yourself time. Certainly don't plan something within the next, if you want to start something today, probably give yourself 3 months. If you want to do something virtual, 6 months, maybe an in-person. But again, that depends on numbers. If you just want 2 or 3 people, you could certainly get something going within 2 or 3 months, but give yourself the time to plan so that you don't feel overwhelmed. I think that's really important as well.
That's really fabulous information, Jo. And I know you said earlier, you don't have to choose me. I'm not really doing self-promotion, but I am. I'm promoting you. I want people to know about you. So I want to know how I know that you have a free gift to give people.
Yes.
I think you said it was called, I'm going to put it in the chat here for people to see, 8 Pillars of a Solid Retreat Business.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? And then I know that we'll put the link in for people to grab that later, but tell us a little more about these 8 pillars. Don't tell us about all of them because they need to read it.
So basically they are 8 areas that you need to get covered, whether you are doing those things yourself or whether, so it's like a checklist and a mind map. So we'd be looking at finances, admin, marketing, that sort of thing, and all the little finite things that you need to do so that you feel you have a solid retreat business. Because then once you've got all those things in place, you can rinse and repeat. You can go and take what you've got, that solid part of it. You can take and offer it to a different set of people for a different subject matter in a different location, because once you've got that solid foundation, you can run it anywhere. So I think it's important to get a solid foundation going. And of course, the moment you do that, you'll feel a lot more confident to move forward.
That's fabulous. Thank you. I'm really glad that you were able to share that with our audience. And I know that people will really be in good hands if they were to come to you, if you had any openings for them to work with you as they build their retreats. And oops, let me take that off of there. So everyone, we've been talking about the joys and pains and the truth about retreats, whether you're a retreat attendee or you're a retreat organizer. And Jo Pickering is a retreat industry mentor. And so feel free to pick her brain. We'll definitely post the link in the comments, whether you're on Facebook in my private groups or you're on YouTube, so that you can access the 8 pillars of the solid retreat business created by Jo.
And of course, Misha, if anybody wanted to chat with me, have a discovery session or anything, we'll also put that link in as well, Misha. Is that okay?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I want people to be able to, I know you had said something about opening up your calendar for a few people this week, and it's a busy week, so hopefully people can take advantage of that, because you don't get these opportunities every day, everyone.
No, that's right.
You just don't. So it's been a delight to have you. I want to just make a few announcements. So for all of you who don't know or haven't seen, I am doing a free 3-day training, 3 ways to know that your teenager needs help with school but may not be telling you. So save the dates, October 6th, 7th, and 8th, from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific. Again, 3 ways to know that your teenager needs help in school, but they may not be telling you. And then the second announcement is I'm really excited for the webinar that my partner Jody and I host the third Sunday of every month. It's this Sunday, a candid conversation about systemic racism. And we're going to be having a guest this Sunday who is just really special, an advocate for restorative justice, a consultant, and he's just a beautiful man. And his name is Victor Small. So I'm super excited to have Victor on as a guest Sunday. And then finally, talking about retreats, I really want you all to know that there is a 3-day virtual retreat called Rock Your Online Sales. And I will be putting that link also in the chat so that you can register. And this is again with our mentor, Sage Lavine. And if you do decide to go, this is just an amazing opportunity. She has been fabulous for me. She has helped me stand in my value, be who I am, and really ask for the value I deserve as a coach and stand in my experience and my strength for preteens and teens. So this is actually happening next week. It's a 3-day virtual retreat, September 21st, 22nd, 23rd. And the link is womenrockingbusiness.com/rock sales. But again, I'll put that in the link. Make sure that you let her know that I sent you. It's very helpful for me to stand up and show her that I appreciate her program. And so for you to tell her that you're signing up because you heard it on my podcast, I would just be very grateful. Thank you. Sage does have an affiliate program and she runs contests. And so the more friends I have going there, the better for me and for you, because I tell you what, this Sage Lavine, I don't know about you, Jo, but Sage Lavine has changed my way of thinking about who I can be in this world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And she's a giver. She gives. She never stops giving, does she?
She is. She's beautiful. And she used to be a teacher like I was. And I just really am grateful to what I learned there. So that's a lot of information, you guys. You're going to get the 8 pillars of a solid retreat business from Jo. And you've got lots of fabulous events coming up. Jo, thank you for being my number 50.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And is there one last tip you'd just like to, or a piece of love you'd like to share with our group?
If you're thinking of offering a retreat, do it. If you're thinking of going on a retreat, do it. Whether it's virtual or in person, make that next step to improve your life. There'll be no going back. It's a wonderful thing to do for wellness and growth.
Love that. Absolutely love that. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful, wonderful whatever you have.